Good morning, everybody. I'm just waiting for some of the head office associates to join us on the call, and then we can start. I just want to check, Anna, are you on the call?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, then I think maybe we can start because the Zoom calls are restrictive on the time. What we're going to go through with you today is the digital recruiting campaign and then the leads management system as well. Joining us is Arno he's our e-commerce manager at head office. And then Nkuli and his team will also be joining us. I don't know if they're on the line yet. So if there is any questions that Arno or myself can't answer, then they will jump in and help us. Arno, if you want to share your screen and then jump right in with the presentation.
Cool, I can do that. Morning, everyone. Just share my screen quickly. Colette, can you just allow me to share my screen, please? It says that you've disabled the function.
I'm trying to see where I can give you permission to share. Otherwise, I must just use the presentation you sent me yesterday.
Yeah, otherwise you're more than welcome to do
that.
that.
I can't see where. Okay, let me just give me a sec. I'm going to quickly get that presentation. Okay, I'm starting to share my screen. Just let me know when you can see it.
Yeah, we can see it. We can just make it full screen. Thank you very much. All right, guys, thank you very much for joining the session. Just to give you a little bit of context on what the new recruitment campaign is about and why we're trying to actually do this is that we know things have drastically changed over the last couple of the last month and a half going on, and we don't see it changing too quickly in the coming weeks. So we strongly believe that we need to support you guys in driving the recruitment aspect of the business. To do this, obviously, with everything going on, the traditional way of meeting people face to face, explaining the situation, or gaining leads through those channels, isn't really possible anymore. And the only way to do this now would be through digital channels such as Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all the ones that you use on a daily basis in your personal capacity to actually drive the recruitment aspect as well. So, Christine, Colette, if you can jump to the next slide. So obviously we need to assist you as the business owners to recruit within this, what we call the new normal, and increase the additions and the potential revenue during this time. We all had a very, very bad month in April, and we want to try and recover from a business perspective as soon as possible. Currently, could I just next slide? Currently, you guys are doing a great job in with initiatives from your side in trying to drive this through the digital channel by creating your own assets. But we believe as the digital team, we can definitely come in and help you with some assets that just makes this part of the journey so much easier. Just jump to the next slide. So as you guys are aware, last year we ran the Recruitment Evolution campaign, and we were listening to what you guys were saying when it comes to recruitment and the additional journey that we added in, where the bot became a key converter of the potential leads. And we'll be doing away with that, and I'll explain what we'll be doing next in the section in the next slides. But what we did end up with is a very, very big set of creative assets and messaging and research that we've done to be able to find the different angles and approaches to speak to different people in different scenarios. So what we've decided to do is reutilize these creative assets, tweak them slightly so that they are obviously refreshed, and allow you guys to then personalize them in the field to then share out on which digital channels you wish to do to drive these the recruitment. So instead of us just giving you a bunch of just images to use on social media or any other channels, we will give you assets that you can then use to personalize and make your own to then share out with the people that you know to drive the recruitment. Now, obviously, we're trying to keep some control from a brand perspective. So we have designed these according to the brand CI. We've written the copy and the messaging according to the brand's tone of voice. And we've also created you a set of copy options that aligns and drives the message across that we would like to push as well. But like I've mentioned, all of this content is still customizable, and we would love to see what you guys come up with using the content that we're providing to you to actually drive the recruitment aspect. Just collect to the next slide. So there's two parts to this journey. As I mentioned, we were listening to you guys when you raised your concerns regarding last year's recruitment campaign and jumping the rope utilizing the bot. So this year we've got two approaches. Number one is the awareness and targeting from your guys' side, the business owners, to drive the content that we share with you into the different channels, capture those leads and process those leads per the normal process that you're currently using. Then the second part is where Avon supports you in driving mass awareness about the recruitment campaign and the opportunity available to people that might potentially have lost their jobs during this time, might have just potentially had received a massive salary cut. They want to fill that gap. So we'll be driving a lot of that messaging as well to try and support and capture leads for you that we will then be pushing through the channel to you guys for the processing as business owners as well. So as you guys know, we used to have the bot on the website that captured the leads and then auto assigned or appointed new potential representatives. We are doing away with the bot in a sense. And on the website, you will now, it's already live, you will find a new form that's a simple 5-step form that captures the critical information that Nkuli and the team needs. And then that information is sent into the leads management system, which is then distributed to the business owners for you to contact them and then to appoint the new potential leads that come your way. But before we go into more detail there, Colette, if you can jump down 2 slides. I would just like to share you and give you an idea of the content that we've created that you can use to drive it from your side. So all the content that we have created, and I'll show you that now, is created to effectively work on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, as well as WhatsApp. We are, as part of phase 2 of this recruitment campaign, because we had to so speedily do this for Mafatle and Mikey, we will be delivering assets for you that you can use as part of your email drive as well, and a couple of additional elements. So please do keep an eye on the platforms that I will mention now, where you can find more and more creative assets as the campaign rolls out. We will continually try and evolve and refresh. And if you guys have specific ideas of content that you would like us to create for you, please do feel free to recommend it to us, and we can see where we can continue helping you in driving the recruitment of the recruitment campaign. Just the next slide, Colette. So the first thing is what we call the online recruitment guide. This document is a living document that will be available in a similar format as the digital brochures. So it's a link that you can access from your mobile device or from your PC at any time. And the document, Colette, if you just slowly click through, then you'll see it flips through the different pages. The document then gives you an idea of what assets we've created, those being images, picture frames, videos, as well as copy that you can then use. It allows you or indicates to you where you can actually find the content. So we've housed the content on different platforms to try and make it as easy as possible for everybody to access the content. It explains to you how to use the content, how to share the content, how to customize the content, and obviously shows a couple of examples of what could potentially look like when executed. Just continue clicking through. So as I mentioned, the content's available for Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and WhatsApp. You will be able to find the content for Avon as well as for Justine on the relevant platforms. This guide has been, Justine version has been developed as well. But you'll be able to find the content on the relevant business application. You'll be able to find the Avon content on the Learning Hub, and the Justine ones will be available on GI3. And then the communications team will also share all the content with you guys via an email for easy access. Just the next slide. So the first thing that we have created, and I'll show a couple of examples of this, is picture frames or customizable frames. So there's a bunch of options with different copy sets available, and the white space that you see inside the image is an area which you can either add a photo of yourself, add a product, add anything you would like into that area. And then it also has an additional little space to add your contact number so people know how to reach you or where to reach you. These are transparent images, so it's easy for you to then use an overlay onto a photo that you might have already. You guys have been doing this, but I'll show you there's some tools that we've got available. Then there's the static images, which are images with already fully created with a picture in. So if you're not up to creating or customizing it too much, we've created some static images that you can just add your number to. We also recommend at the bottom using the copy that we've provided in the separate document to add that copy to the image when you're sharing it either on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or on WhatsApp. We've given a large range of copy options for you. You can literally just go copy and paste it out, add your name and number where it's relevant, and then share the content. It just combines the two and explains the concept just a little bit better than what the image would do on its own. And then the next one is the video examples. This document is being updated. Sorry, the slides are slightly older, but there's a couple of videos that we've created that explains the whole the tough times that we are in and the earning opportunity Avon gives you, as well as what tools we do give you um, as a potential new representative. So these are nice videos to also share from a social and Instagram perspective to just drive that educational aspect of what we're trying to do as well. Again, we do recommend that you add a little bit of copy as well so that people know where to reach you. The videos, unfortunately, are not customizable at all at this stage, but you're more than welcome to send us recommendations if there's anything you would like. Then, as mentioned, there's a full copy deck that's been created where you can view all the different copy options. The copy options that we have created also comes with a recommendation of which channel they would work ideally on. The only reason why you've done this is because some channels do prefer shorter messages versus others, but in general, any of those messages could work on any of the channels. And as I've stated as well, is an image supported with a copy line with your name and number just brings it a little bit more to life than the one on its own. Then from a customization perspective, as you are all aware, most PCs and laptops nowadays do come with some level of editing tools that you can either add copy over an image or add your name or number, whatever it might be, add a picture, change the picture type of software. But for those that might not have access or devices might not have the best functionality, we have indicated here a couple of tools that are available for free that will allow you to lay out, change, add, duplicate, whatever you want to do with the creative assets that we've created to make it easy for you to actually customize it and make it your own. So as I said, all of these tools are absolutely free to use. So please feel free to just give them all a try. They're very simple to use. And then just a couple of examples of what it looks like. So as I mentioned, you get the image, and then below or above the image is the small copy line that adds in your name and your contact number at the end of the day. All right. Then we'll share the links to the videos with you guys after the session. But we've created 3 different videos for Avon as well as 3 different videos for Justine. And they do explain the whole concept around recruitment and earning during these difficult times, or filling that financial gap that you might have now during these times. So, and then the educational aspect driving the whole sign up at the end of the conversation. So we've got a couple of options that you can then pick from at the end, and then share on any of these channels. Then here's just some examples of the customizable content. The image frames that I mentioned earlier, these are the ones, and calculate if you flip to the next slide. Sorry, one is missing. You can see that you can easily add in the image into the picture, and then it's branded with its message, and then you can add your contact number in. So it allows you to personalize it with either an image or some products, whichever way you want to go. Next slide. And then the images that we've created, very similar they are as the frames, but they've already got someone or something inside the white space that we've left blank for you if you don't want to go the route of customizing the content. And the next one, just some more options that we've created. And as I mentioned earlier, we are going to continue building on these assets as we go through the coming weeks. And if you have recommendations, please just let us know. Next slide. Then just to show you guys what the new form looks like. So we've replaced the bot on the website with a simple lead form, which will collect, if you can just slowly click the next 5 steps, which will ask your name, contact number, the date of birth, your actual physical address, and then a very important aspect, the postal code, which will allow us to distribute it to the relevant business owners depending on the area. And then next one, and that's basically it. So we've gone from a 15-step almost questionnaire to a 5 steps very simple form to allow us to capture the details. The reason why we've shortened the form is that there's a big drop off in the process when it comes to the current bot process, where people start the journey and don't finish the journey. We believe this is partly due to the length of the form, and then secondly due to the additional request of uploading your documents as part of the process. Now we do know that was we did that to try and do the auto fulfillment, but in general we want to keep it as short and sweet as possible so that we've at least got the person's contact details and we can start a conversation with them and hopefully convert and sign them up. Just the next slide. Then just to give you an update on the tracking and how we hope to improve the conversion of the leads that we capture. So as I mentioned, just as context, the black dots are current processes. We are not touching those processes at all. So a majority of this flow remains exactly as it is. And then the pink dots is additions or slight changes to the process. So the only real change is instead of the bot, as I mentioned, we will be using the new website lead form. These leads will be sent to the customer service center via an email. It'll happen basically in real time. So it'll continuously update them with new leads. These leads will be fed into the lead management system. The lead management system will distribute the leads to the qualifying business owners based on their location, as it is currently doing. Business owners will appoint the new leads as per standard process on the existing platform. And then business owners will need to update the system to say whether or not leads have been appointed or not, as they've been doing currently. Based on that, the team then generates a report for us to see whether or not the leads that we've sent have been converted. Now, where there's small tweaks that don't really impact you, but rather impact the back-end team and the analytics team, is that the report will now, we will regionalize the report in slightly more detail so that we can escalate and drive the areas that need to convert the leads a little bit harder than we've done in the past. And then also we'll be splitting leads between the different channels, for example, the website, the bot, and the call center. This is just for us to be able to say what channel works best from a conversion perspective as well. And then lastly, once you guys have updated the leads report, and we receive the lead report on a daily basis, the unconverted leads are escalated to the DSMs and RSMs as per normal process. But because we've regionalized them, we're also including the field management team to drive the DSMs and ASMs to get these leads converted as soon as possible. Because the longer a hot lead lies and waits for someone to call them back, the less likely they are to actually convert at the end of the day. And we are, in all fairness, trying to help as many people as possible. And that is me. I see there's been a couple of questions.
Thank you, Anna. I'm going to quickly just unshare here and then just get to the questions and see what we have.
Okay, so I see there's a question regarding the new logo with the transparent background. Unfortunately, we can't use the new logo yet. It hasn't officially launched into the public domain. So please, if we can ask that you don't use the new logo yet, we'd appreciate that. Please stick to the standard logo that we're currently using. I do believe from a brand perspective, the plan of action is to actually officially launch this in September. Andres, I will investigate why the online brochure is not showing a preview anymore. I know they've been making a lot of changes, so they might have gone something wrong. So I'll note that down and ask why it's not showing a preview anymore.
Okay, I don't see any more questions. I just want to first of all say thank you, Anna, for your time, for joining us. Really appreciate it. It's always good to get it from the horse's mouth than to try and relay a message. And then secondly, what I would just like to say is that, like Anna said in the beginning, we have listened to all your concerns regarding, what happened in the recruitment evolution of fourth quarter. So the main aim of this and the brief was to make sure that the leads go through to the business owners, and not through the bot and then gets allocated to the ASM. So that is just what I really just want to highlight from what Honor is, that we will, you guys will still get the leads as per normal. And obviously, Kanwan, I was just going to answer your question. The normal eligibility criteria still applies for leads, and communication will go out that will highlight or just refresh you as to what the eligibility criteria is. But we haven't changed anything to our current process. Just some really, really great content and assets, like Anna said, that you guys can share on your social media pages, WhatsApp, wherever, to generate your own leads. And obviously, when you generate your own leads, what you will just do is the normal Ola appointments or the normal Captiva appointments that you do. Leads that get generated from our pages, like the Facebook page, Instagram, we will point them towards our website, and they will then fill in the form, as Anna mentioned, and the leads will then flow through the system as per normal. If you guys have any questions that you would like to think of, or that you think of afterwards, like it normally happens, just pop me a mail, and I can then just send them to Anna if I can't answer them myself.
Well, thank you, everyone.
Okay, thanks so much. I will share the recording of the meeting as soon as it's become available, and we've posted it on YouTube for you guys to access. Okay, thank you, everybody. Thanks for joining us today, and we'll chat again soon.